When I like it when it's close to 2 o'clock, a hush falls over the crowd. We're going to start in just a minute here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you. Mr. Woody, Carlos, would you provide us with our safety and security protocols?
Sure, be glad to. Good afternoon, President Mills, Mayor Dyer, Commissioners, and Clint. In keeping with OUC's commitment to make safety first, we began each commission meeting with a safety briefing in the event we have an emergency. We're located at 100 West Anderson Street in the commission chambers on the 7th floor. In the event we need to evacuate the building, there are 3 emergency exits located in front, center, and rear of the commission room. Exit through the nearest door and proceed down the hallway to the stairwell to the left or right of the commission room. And our gathering point will be on the surface parking lots underneath the 408 in the rear of the building. In the event of a medical emergency, the AED and first aid kits are located in the sound closet, and fire extinguishers are located in cabinets mounted on the wall just outside the front and vestibule doorways. I pre-designated a 911 primary and backup caller prior to today's meeting, and I will be the CPR primary and the initial medical response officer. Security team will assist and direct emergency responders into the building and up to the 7th floor. That concludes the safety briefing.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Ms. Starrett is going to provide us now with our moment of reflection.
Good afternoon, Mayor Dyer, Commissioners, and Clint. During the month of January, we observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We are caused to pause and reflect the enduring legacy of a man who championed the cause of civil rights with unwavering courage and profound love. Dr. King's vision was not merely about the end of segregation or the right to vote. It was about the dream of equality, the reality of justice, and the practice of love in every corner of society. In addition, we reflect on the legacy of former President Jimmy Carter, who died on December 29th at the age of 100. Jimmy Carter led a life that epitomized service, humility, and unyielding commitment to peace. Born from humble beginnings in Plains, Georgia, Carter's journey from peanut farmer to President of the United States and beyond was one of the most impactful post-presidencies in history. It is a narrative of dedication to the betterment of humanity. Yet his life after the White House, that many argue defines his true legacy. His work with Habitat for Humanity, where he physically helped build homes for those in need, his tireless efforts through the Carter Center to eradicate diseases, monitor elections, and advocate for human rights, paints a picture of a leader who never stopped serving. This moment of reflection invites us to consider what it means to live a life of purpose beyond the pursuit of power. Carter's faith, his moral compass, guided him not towards personal gain, but towards global good. I would be remiss if I were not to reflect on the dawn of 2025. Let's take a moment to reflect on the past year and look ahead at what lies before us. In 2024, we lived out our mission statement of being the reliable one by delivering safe, affordable, sustainable water and electric services to the citizens of Orlando, St. Cloud, and the surrounding areas. We face challenges head on, from managing peak power summer demands to ensuring water quality amidst environmental shifts. Our commitment to excellence shone on through our swift responses to outages, our investment in infrastructure resilience, and our continued push towards sustainability. Reflecting on the last year, we achieved several key objectives. In reliability, we maintained our record as having the best electric reliability in Florida for yet another year, thanks to the diligent work of our line crews and maintenance teams. In sustainability, we significantly advanced our clean energy roadmap with substantial steps towards our goal of net zero CO2 emissions by 2050, including the phase out of coal at Stanton Energy Center and the expansion of solar capacity. In community engagement, our educational programs and outreach initiatives deepened our connection with the community, promoting conservation and energy efficiency. In employee experience, once again, OUC was rated the #1 healthiest employer, and thanks to the unwavering commitment and dedication of the entire OUC team, we were recognized by the Florida Municipal Electric Association with their annual safety award. Under water management, we continued to ensure safe, reliable, great tasting water supply, managing our resources with an eye towards future generations, particularly through innovative water conservation strategies. As we turn our focus to 2025, our objectives remain clear and aligned with our mission, enhancing reliability. We will invest further into the grid to withstand not just demands of today, but the unpredictability of tomorrow. Sustainability and net zero. We will continue to innovate in renewable energy, aiming to meet our interim targets of reducing CO2 by 50% by 2030 and 75% by 2040. In the area of customer service, we plan to introduce new customer engagement platforms, making it easier for our customers to interact with us, understand their usage, and manage their bills. And in water quality and conservation, we will expand our programs to promote water conservation, ensuring we maintain our position as a leader in the water utility management. In this new year, let's pledge to work together with even greater synergy, ensuring that Orlando Utilities Commission remains not just a provider of utilities, but a cornerstone of community development and environmental stewardship. Let's make 2025 a year where we not only meet our objectives, but continue to set the standard for municipal electric utilities across the nation. Thank you to all of your unwavering commitment, and here's to another year of serving our community with reliability, innovation, and care. Thank you for allowing me the honor to lead this moment of reflection, and may I offer blessings to you as you complete this important business before you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for not only the reflection, but the reminders and the challenge. We receive it well. Thank you. At this time, as we prepare to stand, I'd like to call Shant Karajian. Mr. Karajian has served in the U.S. Air Force for 5 years, achieving the rank of Staff Sergeant, and he's worked for OUC for 8 months.
Yep.
And his current title is IT Security Analyst.
Yes, sir.
Please lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And again, thank you for your service. All right. The time we're showing is 2:07, and we are now officially calling the January 21st, 2025 Commission meeting to order. Commissioner Gross is not in attendance on today, but I would like to acknowledge that we do have a quorum present this afternoon, and we're positioned to take care of all business that comes before the board. And I'd first off like to congratulate Commissioner Chapin Roger on his December 10th, 2024 reappointment to the board, which was confirmed by the City Council at their January 13th council meeting. So we congratulate you. It was close. But we're glad you're made. So we're great. All right. Our next item on the agenda is the consideration of the December 10th, 2024 Commission meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and adopt them as published.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Gonzalez and second by Commissioner Chapin that we waive the reading of the minutes. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I will now begin the election process of our officers And we begin this board meeting with the officers being reelected in various positions. So I'd like to ask first,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move a slate of officers. I would nominate yourself, Larry Mills, as president, Roger Chapin as first vice president, and Linda Landman Gonzalez as second vice president.
Second.
all right. That knocked off 3.5 minutes. We're grateful for that motion. And with that being said, we're going to now see, is there any further discussion? No discussion on the motions. We now will take a vote that we approve the slate of officers referenced by our mayor as in. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Thank you all so much. We can now move right on. What do you think? Give me the legal view.
I think there were some abstentions that I was expecting there in voting for themselves.
Well, the only reason I carried it that way, if we took individual names, they would have to abstain from voting for themselves. On the slate, I thought we could carry it, but you're saying legally, there might be an issue with that? All right,
Keep moving.
yeah, we'll keep moving. Let me move to the next one while you guys determine, and if not, we'll go back and follow the script and your recommendation. Now, I need a motion to reappoint Clint Bullock as General Manager and Chief Executive Officer and Secretary of the Commission.
I move to reappoint Clint Bullock as General Manager and Chief Executive Officer and Secretary of the Commission.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second by Gonzalez and Chapin. We'll take a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. What did he do? Run out to Google it? He's out there Googling. Did he do that? Moving right along.
On something for me.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whatever the rules are, you can always waive them if nobody objects to them.
And that's probably where we're going to, but he's just checking well.
Okay, all right. So I can continue on until we get that answer. And then we'll go back if we have to. All right. So congratulations on your reappointment. Now, Clint, would you like to provide the other appointments?
Yes, I would like to recommend Chris Browder, Chris McCullion, and Paula Velasquez be appointed as Assistant Secretaries.
I need a motion to approve Clint's
So
recommendation.
move the recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved by Mayor Dyer and second by Commissioner Chapin. We'll take a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Clint, will you continue, please?
Yes, thank you. And without objection, First Vice President Chapin will continue to serve as Chair of the Audit Finance Committee, with Commissioner Gross as the first Vice Chair, and the second Vice President Lemon Gonzalez as the second Vice Chair, and President Mills as ex officio voting member.
There's no motion required on this. I just want to see if there's any objections to the slate. Hearing no objections, we will proceed as read by you. Are we ready? No? Okay, we'll continue on. We have no service awards this month, so we're gonna proceed with the employee and community recognitions. Janice? And so Sonny will come up.
Hello, good afternoon, President Mills, Commissioners, Mayor Dyer, and Clint. I'll be giving you three quick community updates this afternoon. I was about to say morning, but this afternoon. The first of which highlights a recent initiative that showcases OUC's commitment to our community and the environment. On November 19th, members of OUC's executive leadership team, along with their executive admins, spent the morning giving back to our community. We partnered with the Audubon Center Birds of Prey to work on a project that will enhance the visitor experience and promote awareness of Florida's birds of prey. Our team helped install a story walk exhibit, a unique outdoor experience featuring 16 stations throughout the property. This project, which was funded by a grant, included assembling and installing stanchions and story holders, as well as using landscape tools, drills, and hammers to complete the work, some of which you can see there. The goal was to create an engaging and educational exhibit that connects visitors with the importance of bird conservation. While on the site, the team had the opportunity to hear from staff, meet their 33-year-old bald eagle named Francis, and tour the Raptor Trauma Clinic. It gained insight into the incredible work that they do at the Birds of Prey Center. We're proud of our longstanding partnership with the Audubon Center, and together we've worked on several initiatives, including the installation of our avian protection exhibit at the facility. In fact, here's a photo of that day where we cut the ribbon on that exhibit. The outdoor exhibit, previously built by OUC employees, includes a small-scale version of an OUC power line equipped with retrofitted rubber protective coverings on the line's conductors and transformers. You can see Attila there pointing it out. He was giving an educational moment to his peers at the event. The educational signage provides visitors with an overview of our avian protection program. Since becoming one of the first utilities in 2009 to develop a program, our line crews have retrofitted about 2,000 electric utility poles with avian protection covers. Our goal is to prevent bird interactions with power lines because not only are they harmful to the wildlife, they do cause power outages. We continue to retrofit about 200 poles a year, concentrating on the eastern shore of Lake Toho in our St. Cloud service territory. This area is home to one of the largest concentrations of bald eagles in the US. We're second only to Alaska. Fun fact for you. And the eagles and other avian species with large wingspans are particularly vulnerable to injury or death caused by interacting with an electric line. In closing, I want to emphasize how this volunteer work by our executives and their administrative assistants represents some of the values that are at the heart of OUC, combining teamwork, community involvement, and environmental stewardship, one story and one stanchion at a time. A special thank you to all the participants in this activity and of course to the Audubon Center, Birds of Prey. Do you have any questions on this update, commissioners?
No, thank you.
Okay, great. We will move on to the second update. As you know, it's about OUC Cares, our workplace giving campaign. As you know, we're passionate about making a positive impact on our community. And our action is driven by one of our key strategic goals of serving our community as a trusted partner and corporate citizen. That strategy becomes actionable through our strategic plan, the community engagement pillar, and the KPIs that we use to track our annual goals. Our strategy is a four-pronged approach where we focus on social impact endeavors, economic development, education, and environmental stewardship. We track different activities through those four pillars, including employee volunteerism, community partnerships, educational programs, and charitable giving. Every year, OUC Cares Workplace Giving Campaign encourages employees to donate to agencies in our community that are supported by the Heart of Florida United Way and United Arts, or to causes that are close and near and dear to their own hearts. This year's OUC Cares campaign theme was Safety is No Accident, which was parallel to delivering on our #1 value of make safety first. As a trusted corporate citizen, we support actions that prioritize the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of our community. This year's campaign goal was to raise $237,000 through employee contributions, and I'm very proud to share that we exceeded that, reaching $239,275 this year. A total of 545 OUC employees donated to the campaign, which will benefit not-for-profits throughout our service territory and beyond. Through the OUC Cares campaign, employees provide weekly or one-time donations, which are distributed by the United Way or United Arts to the different organizations throughout the year. Employees, as I mentioned, also have the option to donate to a charity of their choice. Rallying around our theme of safety, a total of $49,186 was pledged directly to Children's Safety Village. That is a nonprofit organization dedicated to preventing accidents, injuries, and fatalities among Central Florida's children. And we actually also have another display there to help kids learn about how to be safe around electrical equipment. We also raised $3,200 to benefit the Alma Swim Foundation and Safety First Petty Aquatics to ensure more Central Floridians are aware of water safety and learn how to swim. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every employee who contributed to the OUC Cares campaign this year and all the years before. Their support and generosity strengthens our commitment to being a trusted partner in the community. And I also want to give a special shout out to the community engagement team for their time and dedication to make this program a reality. Any questions on the second update, commissioners? Thank you. Okay, there's just one more. So last but not least, it is an update on the OUC Half Marathon. Held on Saturday, December 7th, this annual running event is considered one of the Southeast's premier road races of the South with more than 3,100 runners. The OUC Half Marathon starts and finishes in picturesque Lake Eola Park, providing participants a scenic tour of our city beautiful. Known for its relatively flat and fast course, and of course, flavorful, that is not what I meant, favorable Florida weather, the race attracts world-class runners, local athletes, and amateurs alike. More than 100 OUC family members and their friends participated in the 48th running of the OUC Orlando Half Marathon and Track Shack Lake Eola 5K. That's a 53% increase from last year when we had 71 runners. And here you can see a photo of some of our employees and their families getting ready to run. This year's event served as a monumental milestone for OUC as it marked our 25th year as the title sponsor. We're proud, very, very proud of this longtime partnership of this legacy running event. This year, Track Shack, who runs the race and manages it, tried something new with a 2-day pickup at the Plaza Live. Runners arrived at the event, were greeted by OUC's electric trucks, our Ford F-150s, which you can see in these pictures, and they were able to sign up for a smart thermostat giveaway as well as learn about our energy efficiency and water conservation rebates. The day before the race, on the left you can see our digital and marketing manager, Harmony Wilson, was interviewed live from the event promoting the 25-year sustainable partnership. She also made sure to mention that after the race, OUC would have a setup of more educational activities. For the second year in a row, OUC partnered with NBC affiliate WESH to broadcast the race live. In line with our continued commitment to environmental stewardship, we worked alongside Track Shack to make this Florida's only sustainable race. By tapping H2OUC from fire hydrants, we eliminated the need for hundreds of gallons of plastic jugs. And that's just one of the reasons why the race is silver certified by the Council for Responsible Sport, with the goal of earning gold certification in 2024 because other changes were implemented, such as compostable cups. For the post-race celebration, our marketing team introduced 3 new interactive educational experiences focusing on promoting our 10 energy and water conservation rebates. Participants had the chance to see how low can your utility bill go with the limbo on the right, as well as the opportunity to do a cash grab to see how much they could save through our rebates, or go through the chill duct to cool off a little bit more, although it was very cold that day. But the chill duct gives us an opportunity to talk about our duct repair and replacement rebate, where people can save if they make sure that there are no leaks in their ducts and that they're running efficiently. I had the memorable opportunity to deliver the race's opening remarks before hitting the pavement and running the race with my father. This year, OUC's involvement in the event was bigger than ever, and we're excited to continue our partnership with Track Shack. For this event promotes healthy living while strengthening the OUC brand. On behalf of OUC and Track Shack, I would like to present an honorary OUC Half Marathon medal to you, President Mills. So if you'll please join me over here, we'll be giving that to you. And Clint, if you can join us for the picture as well.
Talking about marathon and I get up and my back's killing me. Thank you. Whoa. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job.
Oh, yes, I
Any questions on the marathon update, half marathon update? No?
That is great. Thank you.
I am done. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much again for the recognition as well as the awesome job. I'm always amazed at our community involvement and engagement and how we as a company give back so much. Chris, can I continue on?
Yes, please.
Okay. At this point then, we'll move on to the affirmative item portion of the agenda. And Clint, before we consider the affirmative items, do you have any requests from the public to speak on these?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay, I do have some requests later in the general section, but nothing on the affirmative. Ms. Bullock, do you have any comments or presentations regarding the affirmative items at this time?
No, sir, I do not, but if any commissioners have any questions, we'll be glad to answer anything on the affirmative items.
All right, well, seeing none, with no one from the
Move the
public.
affirmative items.
Been moved that we approve the affirmative items.
Second.
Been properly second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so ordered. All right, well, we continue to move right on. And we'll now be positioned to go into our new business at this standpoint. Commissioner Chapin, will you provide the Audit Finance Committee report at this time?
Sure. The Audit Finance Committee meeting was held on December 12th, 2024. The committee was provided with an update on the planned issuance of bonds. The Series 2025A bonds will be issued in a not-to-exceed amount of $200 million to fund a portion of the fiscal year 2025 capital campaign. Additionally, the Series 2025B refunding bonds will be issued to refund OUC's Series 2015A bonds for debt service savings. The committee recommends board approval of the Series 2025A bond resolution and the Series 2025B refunding bond resolution in the amount not to exceed $300 million. The committee heard a presentation regarding the fiscal year 2024 audit financial statements and financial and statistical report. The committee received a report from OUC's external auditor, Ernst & Young, regarding the 2024 year-end financial audit. The external auditor advised that OUC's internal controls appeared to be designed and operating effectively, that no misstatements had been identified, and that Ernst & Young had received outstanding cooperation from management during the audit. The committee received an internal audit update, including a presentation on the results of the business expense audit and the summary of an advisory project related to cybersecurity. The committee received quarterly updates for the Energy Risk Management Oversight Committee, Treasury, Accounting, and Grant activities. The committee received a report on OUC's public records retention policies, including a discussion on the procedures for fulfilling requests for public records and plans to improve on the existing procedures. That concludes my report.
Before we vote on the one item in the report requires a board vote, and that's the revenue bond and refunding bonds resolution. Are there any members of the public who are here who'd like to address the Audit Finance Committee? Seeing none, we're positioned now then for our vote. Is there a motion to adopt the Series 2025A utility system revenue bonds and the 25B revenue refunding bonds resolution?
So moved.
Second. It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion, further discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so ordered. We continue to move through. Chris, you'll provide our financial report.
Yes, thank you, President Mills. Good afternoon, Commissioners, Mayor, Clint. On the screen, we have the revenue numbers for December. You can see that our non-fuel revenues were $3.6 million or 2% higher than budget. So December is the end of our first quarter of the fiscal year. So far, so good. You also have the November interim financial statements in your board packet, kind of right on top of expenditures as of November. And that's with the inclusion of almost $3.5 million of hurricane response expenses. So we're off to a good start for this fiscal year. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we continue to move through. At this time, then, Mr. Browder, Chris, do you have any legal issues to report? Okay. Great. Do we have any members of the public that have requested in under general appearance to address the board at this time? Okay, would you kindly come forward and state your name and let me remind you, state whether or not you're an OUC customer, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less, please.
Absolutely, no problem. My name is Justin Harvey. I live at 103 South Osceola, Orlando, and I'm an OUC customer. Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I spoke in here a couple months ago in regards to water fluoridation, and this was on the heels of a federal judge ruling posing that fluoride does pose an unreasonable risk to children and pregnant women. In addition, our state Surgeon General released a guidance stating that continuing water fluoridation would be considered public health malpractice. Since that announcement was made, 10 cities and 3 counties in the state of Florida have rejected water fluoridation. The cities of Melbourne, Niceville, and Immokalee all voted to end it last week. This now makes 39 completely fluoride-free counties in the state of Florida.
In the coming weeks, Seminole County, Longwood, Oviedo, New Smyrna Beach, Delray Beach, and others will be revisiting the issue. Now, you're going to find some people who think fluoride is safe and effective. You're going to find people that think that the risks outweigh the benefits, but I really don't think that's the crux of the issue here. I think the bottom line is that fluoride is a drug, and we are administering it to residents without the ability to opt out of this medical treatment. Even if there are topical benefits to fluoride, we are forcing everyone, regardless of age and health condition, to ingest the medical treatment in which the dosage cannot be controlled. City councils and utility boards are supposed to provide clean drinking water. With all due respect, you're not doctors, and I don't think we should be adding medicine to the water supply. Where there's risk, there must be choice. Another important thing to remember is that we're not adding naturally occurring fluoride to the drinking water. It is indeed a hazardous waste chemical that comes from the smokestacks of phosphate factories. Hydrofluorosilicic acid, say that 3 times fast, a substance so toxic and deadly that it is, and costly to dump, it is sold to cities as a fluoridating agent. It will eat through steel, glass, concrete, and if spilled, hazmat crews will be called out. I've talked to many utility workers, and they've told me they'd prefer not to deal with it because it is dangerous to their staff. It's highly corrosive. Look no further than your material safety data sheets. There is indeed a skull and crossbones on the product label. By ending fluoridation, you will not only save money, your employees won't have to deal with this hazardous waste chemical, and we can stop medicating the public without their informed consent of a now known neurotoxin, as the federal judge put it. Now, what happens when we stop fluoridation? Nothing. Good news. They have studied the communities with no fluoride, and there are no teeth falling out. Many don't know this, but 95% of the world does not use fluoride. Add it to their drinking water, More than half of the counties in Florida don't fluoridate. You can call them up, no teeth are falling out. The most interesting thing to me throughout this experience is a lot of people will reach out to me and say, how do I get the fluoride out of my county water? I don't want it there. And I say, your county's never fluoridated. He said, my whole family grew up here. My neighbors, my coworkers, no one even knows that. So not only are the teeth not falling out, people don't even know that they don't have it. So this is a really good sign that we don't have negative consequences of removing it. According to my numbers, I believe we've had around 1,560 Orlando residents email the board calling for an end to the fluoridation. Let's give people a choice, and let's please add the removal of fluoride to the agenda for the next meeting. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nicole King. I am not an OUC customer, but I am a practicing registered nurse in the Central Florida area. I reside at 25822 Pinehurst Street in Sorrento, Florida. I've attended a few council meetings regarding concerns for fluoride in our public water systems. It is a hot topic, and rightfully so. As nurses, it is our duty to educate, advocate, and provide informed consent where applicable to the communities that we serve. I'm here today to ask this committee to please consider removing fluoride from your city's public water systems. There are many who have spoken out about fluoride remaining in the public water and have felt that there are less risks and more benefits. However, they will tell you fluoride in the water is what is best for our most vulnerable communities and that it decreases tooth decay and cavities. But they will never address the root cause of these actual issues. They'll dismiss the opposing side by saying we are ill-informed and using fear to educate the communities. Respectfully, in healthcare, we use facts, not feelings, when informing our communities. Risk versus benefit should always be disclosed when deciding one's medical care. All individuals have the right to choose what medical interventions are presented to them. Yes, you heard me right. Fluoride has been deemed a medical intervention which is prescribed by a physician, typically a dentist. Newer data and evidence-based studies suggest there may be more harm than good by keeping fluoride in the public water systems. The other side will tell you that current data proves that fluoride is safe and effective, but never denies that fluoride has been deemed a neurotoxin. And when we know better, we do better. By definition, a neurotoxin is a substance that is harmful to the nervous system. This means repeated exposure, regardless of said dosing, over long periods of time could cause widespread central nervous system damage. This can include learning disabilities, memory loss, fractures, seizures, and dementia, just to name a few. This is what we call informed consent. These are documented and well-published potential adverse outcomes of fluoride toxicity. Are your OUC residents aware fluoride has been deemed a public health hazard due to a recent federal court judge ruling in September of 2024? Communities must be informed about what is being put into their food and water. Where chlorine is treating the water, fluoride is treating the people. The rebuttal is that it is well regulated, and where that may be true in its production, you cannot regulate how much the public is ingesting through the public water systems. Many think that boiling the water removes fluoride. However, all it does is intensify it more. Please remember, it is much less costly to add fluoride into your everyday routine than it is to remove it from the public water systems. Our HHA's candidate, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., has voiced his concerns on fluoride in the water and has spoken about changing this at a federal level, as has our State Surgeon General, Dr. Joseph Ladapo, who has asked our cities to remove fluoride from our public water systems. And as you've heard, we've had 39 fluoride-free counties in Florida. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone else?
Hello, everyone. My name is JP Fury. I'm not an OUC customer myself, but I am a resident of the community. I grew up in Orlando, small business owner. Keep this super short and sweet. I think both of the previous speakers made great points, and I think there's something to be considered with the additive to the water. I like to keep water as pure as possible. There's health benefits, health considerations here, and it is one of the toughest things to remove when you consider water fluoridation systems, which I've observed and witnessed firsthand. So thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, sir. We had two other names. Is there anyone else here? Let me acknowledge we had a couple of individuals who also submitted emails. We had 10 emails that came in on the subject as well, and the board has reviewed all of that, and we will take all that you have said, and Clint will arrange a meeting with us to consider and go next steps. I thank you all for taking that time to come and being obedient and respectful of time. At this time then, seeing that we have all the general comments in, Clint will continue to move now with the general manager's comment.
Thank you, President Mills. First of all, I want to thank you for the reappointment. Again, just a reminder to the commissioners on the fluoride, Chris Browder, our Chief Legal Counsel, to give an update in December related to the amount that OUC has within, from a natural reoccurring in our water levels, and how much we add and how we continue to comply with the Center for Disease and Control Prevention, as well as for the U.S. Public Health Services. So we will continue to monitor, hear the feedback, and continue to monitor the situation as it evolves. Additionally, I just want to add just one more item here as we part way here from our commission meeting. It's a bit of an end of a legacy for an individual. I can't quite see. Mindy Brunet, this will be her last OUC board meeting. Commissioners, as you know, she announced her retirement, and I am extremely thankful and appreciative to her and her leadership and her commitment, not only to me personally, but really to her team and to this organization. She was good enough to give us plenty of time to transition. I think we all know where the transition plan took us with Chris McCullion. Mindy ended up staying on a little bit longer with working through the peak shift, and I will tell you that program will leave a lasting impact on this organization. Her fingerprints have been ingrained in this organization. That's one of many initiatives. She's been involved in numerous bond deals, bond rating meetings, certainly a couple I've had a chance to experience myself personally, and some of them were pretty touching for her. But she's built a relationship. Most of you, I think, except for the mayor, only know Mindy Brunet as the face and the CFO for OUC. She's been in that position in nearly 9 years. She's been with OUC almost 27 years. Spent her time in the accounting and financial side in many different roles as she has advanced herself within the organization. I know peak shift, again, she's very proud of that, and that's the most recent thing, but the hybrid pension plan that we put in place, as well as some modifications that we made on that program for the DC, she's extremely, proud of some of those things. The numerous rate and pricing changes that we've had over the years, again, she's had her fingers on all of those. Her last day will be February 28th. And she's going to do some serious traveling, I think 21 days, if I remember correctly, plus or minus. She's got a 21-day cruise with her husband, as well as her mother is going to be joining her on that. So I'm sure there'll be some good storytelling on the back end of that. But I just want to say, you know, Mindy, I just thank you for everything that you've done for me personally. You're a friend, co-worker. You've worked endless hours for this organization. You've put your heart on the line every single day for this organization. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. You will be missed. We just thank you for everything that you've done for this organization. We wish you well in your retirement and happiness and in health. And I'm sure we'll see you at a variety of different events, and you're going to tell us that you probably should have done this sooner. But anyways, that's what I hear from everyone that retires. So yeah, so thank you, Mindy, so much. Appreciate it.
On behalf of the board, the pastor side of me just wants to say amen.
Amen. That's right.
Appreciate all that you've done and helped us in so many different ways, and wish you well.
I know Mindy would say she appreciates the support of the board. With all the different meetings and audit and finance committee roles, I know she values and appreciates the support of the board throughout her entire career here. So I know she certainly would express that and appreciate the board's support. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Chris?
Yes, after consultation, we're good.
We're good.
As you well know, you're not voting on anything with that vote that has any financial interest for you. I know you know that too well.
Right.
And there's a couple other bases, so we're good.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, are there any commissioner comments, reports?
I would just also like to thank Mindy. When I was brought onto the board, her ability to communicate this extraordinary, overwhelming budget and the financial piece was so well done and so easy to understand. But her kindness and just absolute intellect is fabulous. Congratulations.
I'd like to echo that, and I'd also add her ethical procedures for all this. It really gave me solace knowing that, you know, everybody was keeping their eyes on the right things. So thank you for that as well.
And I'll simply join that chorus and use the pastor's term. Amen.
Thank you.
Well, listen, again, let me thank you all for your timeliness, for your efforts through 2024, looking for a great 2025. A lot of changes and things happening within the organization in regards to people, movement, et cetera. But we have an outstanding core. And Mindy, I want to thank you for leaving Chris in such a good position. And so we appreciate you dearly, and we're really, really grateful. To the board and to the staff, let me say, it's 2:42. Don't think this is going to happen every meeting, all right? But it is 2:42, and I officially, without objection, adjourn this meeting. Thank you all. Man, that was great.